shall stand in our way. Yes, enemies.
I serve the light. Dionis Akal.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Elude Stalwart playing World of Warcraft Legion. This is episode 30, and we've gotten the Lightforged Draenaii. That's what we're going to be leveling today. But first, we need to purchase our sub with Nightmyre. You may have heard some stuff in the background during the intro there. I was doing a bit of toon swapping and gold consolidating, because I think I've got like 5 hours left on my sub right now. It's just been a matter of me having to log over to each toon to consolidate the gold to buy the sub token. So I'll be starting out the stream doing that, but we're going to transition in a bit to Daydream. And Daydream is our Alliance Paladin. We have a Lightforged Draenaii ally Paladin. And what's interesting about Daydream is she's the polar opposite to Nightmyre, who is our Horde Paladin. I got a little descriptor in the description there that's like, huh? Huh? You get it? Nightmyre, Horde Paladin, Daydream, Alliance Paladin. It's like a nightmare and a daydream. I thought it was pretty clever. I was super excited to see that the name took whenever I just plopped it in. I was like, oh yes! Because I was like, huh, like trying to come up with a name. Couldn't come up with anything, and then it just popped into my head. So I was happy. Very, very exciting. We've been working on Daydream this past weekend. I think we got her up to like level 40. I was over here on Nightmyre blowing all my gold on this heirloom stuff. I wanted to see if the Azeroth campaign and Kalmador with the Earth Mother here would transfer over to the Alliance, because these say they're toys, right? They're toys in your toy box, but since I'm on a Horde toon, maybe they're showing up as Horde. I'm hoping that whenever I switch over to Alliance, I can pull these out and actually discover all the flight paths on Kalmador and Azeroth, or Eastern Kingdoms and Kalmador. We'll have to see. That's yet to be seen. But I realized I didn't have a shield or a sword on my Paladin because I had already leveled one of every tank toon whenever I was collecting heirlooms. And these were heirlooms that were implemented a little bit later in the game. So I never actually had access to any of these. So naturally I logged on to Nightmare, came over to Undercity and grabbed as many as I could. I'm hoping it didn't hurt the bank account too much. I haven't actually seen what all the consolidated funds ended up giving me, but we're about to find out right now. And what's cool is we're already in Undercity, so we can just hit up the Undercity auction house here and find out what we ended up making away with here. Alright, we'll hop on the vengeful High Lord's Charger. Super legit, leaves like a blue smoke trail, hoof prints. We need a mailbox. And we'll hit this auction house here. Here's the mailbox. So, all my tunes, Decatorac, Gloxol, Intoxicated, I mailed all the gold over to Nightmare. So we're hoping the grand total will end up being enough for the sub. I don't know if we made it. I think we're still short. Oh no, I think we were short. We're at 160k. I think those heirlooms put me a little bit too far under the threshold. Wow token. Yep, it's 188. So we need 20k gold. Where are we going to get 20k gold fast? Oh no. Let's see. It may be salvageable. Let's see. We got a 500 gold reward off of Umbralis. And we can only consolidate funds from tunes on the same server. So we're going to need something more than that. That's 500. Maybe we'll have to do a few of them. Let's find out how much we need. We're going to need... altogether it says 1359 available on this page. I really don't want to tune hop and farm gold all day. I'd much rather just I think just purchase it. I've only got 23 minutes on this one. This is like 400 gold. Let's see. Maybe we could do something here. No, I don't think we can. I didn't transfer every last penny to Nightmare, but we're still going to be short by like 10k. So we're like 20k gold. We need to come up with 20k gold. Daniel Andre, what's going on, man? I'm working on the sub token here. I'm trying to purchase the my subscription for the month, and I think I just came up short. I came up short by like 10k. So I may just have to do the real money thing. Damn. Okay, well, I can do that offline here on the side. Just give me a second. I want to make sure that my sub doesn't run out while I'm in the middle of something today before I get started. So I'm doing some stuff off screen here. And then we'll just use the gold that we have right now for next month's sub. So that way it'll be taken care of. I don't think I have it auto pay yet. Yeah, man, I'm working on the allied races. Alright, so this here, I got my Lightforged Draenaii. I'm about to get that going here pretty soon. I think I'll just use PayPal if I can. Will it let me? I want to make sure I'm not going to pay with something else. Continue. Battle for Azeroth. PayPal. Yeah, let's do it. Sub. Thank you. Confirmation. Next payment will be February 5th, 2018. So that'll apply today in a few hours. Okay, so that was easy enough. It's time to get cracking. I wrote a little intro for our Lightforged Draenaii. So since I got one of every Horde tune leveled up to max, I've begun leveling the Alliance tunes. This is a Lightforged Draenaii female paladin. And I got a little bit of a mog on her. She doesn't have access to all the gear that I have, but this is like, I just wanted something that kind of matched. But my Mog is very much boo-boo right now. She's got the tattoos. You can see like the little light tattoo there if the light hits it right. So pretty legit. And we also have Twisted Void. This is our Void Elf Priest. Her Mog's a little bit off. She's wearing the Ironforged tabard. And then I also have a Void Elf Monk. There's so many of these Void Elf Monks running around though. I don't know if I'm gonna actually level this. And then Elude, he's just like Nate. That's really just a name save there. I don't know if I'll level the Worgen. But yeah. We were just on our Horde Paladin Nightmare. Now we're going to log into our Alliance Paladin Daydream. Fantastic. How you doing today, Daniel? Welcome back to the stream. Alright, the intro I made. I pretty much said, we made it! We finished doing all the rep grind and quest chains necessary to begin leveling the much-awaited Lightforged Draenaii and the infamous Void Elf Master Race. Seriously, they're like Void Elf galore. They're everywhere running around, these Void Elves. I think I'm going to be focusing on the Alliance Allied Race Pally Daydream first. That's going to be my first, I think, Alliance character that's maxed to level 110. And I'd already given you a little bit of the backstory of the name. I was excited to see that Daydream was available for the Alliance because it's like the polar opposite to Nightmare, my Horde Pally. Uh-oh, here it is. It's about to get real. So, I'm primarily Retribution spec on her. I've been running Ret this whole time, leveling up pretty much, but now I have the option of switching over to Prot if I ever need. I tanked a couple dungeons as Prot last night, but Prot doesn't get really fun until you get a lot higher level, in my opinion. I'm not super survivable either because I'm primarily using DPS bind on account gear. I didn't want to go out of my way and purchase tank bind on account gear. Oh, and we've been working the auction house a little. I think I left off scanning the auction house yesterday, so I should have up-to-date parts on the price of things. Let's see how much money we made off with. Yeah, okay, so 1,500 gold. That's not bad at all. We, uh-oh. This is, I'm gonna have to capture this screenshot here. Oh man, my cousin was gonna name his mage Mab, but this person's named their mage Mab. Oh no, poor cuz. Here, let me get it like this print screen. I gotta send him the screenshot. He wants to play a mage. He has a mage named Owasos, but he wanted to make a frost mage named Mab because Mab's I guess the queen of ice or something. Like I forget what the lore behind it is. Oh my god. Great minds think alike, cuz. And we'll do like a sweat smile. Okay. Poor cuz. He has such problems naming his characters, and that did not help that Mab character. But maybe, like, let's see. Mab is Draenor. So Mab's from Draenor. So that won't affect his name. And he was spelling Mab with one A. Actually, two A's is probably going to be better for him if he still chooses to have that as his name. Let's see, yesterday we were working on Reputation. We were trying to get Revered with Stormwind, which we did manage to do. We're trying to get Revered with Ironforge so we can get some 16 slot bags. Currently I only have 2 10 slots and 2 12 slots. When you start these Lightforged Draenaii, I guess they only give you bags that are appropriate for your level. So, unfortunately, you start with 10 slot bags. I think that's to help kind of like herd people into putting authenticators on their account, because you'll get those extra bag slots from having an authenticator attached to your account. But I'm gonna hit up Stormwind for the time being right now. I'll queue. I'm gonna do a dungeon queue. Those are usually about 19 to 20 minutes for DPS. we'll get that rolling. And I'm going to head to Stormwind and get the 16 slot bag that I'm able to purchase now. And let's see. I wonder if you can hear this. Listen closely. Whenever I hit my Divine Steed. This is a macro I found on Wowhead. The Elec is so loud you almost can't hear it. Here, we'll do it again in like 40 seconds. And I'll turn the dialogue up and the sound down. You should probably be able to hear it right now, actually. Listen. Off I go then. So, it's a macro that plays the peasants' kind of like acknowledgement sound file. If you've ever played the, what is it? I don't even know what the type of game's called. Real-time strategy, or it's a strategy game. If you ever play Warcraft, the strategy game, you have those peasant workers that you have building up your base and stuff. That's the sound that they'll do whenever you tell them to go do a job. Off I go then. So now Divine Steed will say that every time I mount. So yeah, this is Daydream, our Lightforged Draenaii. They said they're going to be adding stuff to the classes, like new dances. This is just the dance from the regular Draenei. I think they have their own emotes.
Those are overrated. Hooves make pedicures go so much faster.
Toes are overrated. Hooves make pedicures go so much faster.
Thoralion was the only human I saw for 1,000 years. I assumed all of them were grizzled and scarred. I don't recommend walking barefoot on the Vindicar. We keep finding tiny shards of crystal that didn't get swept up.
They're walking on pristine Argonite in the Vindicar.
Have you seen Prophet Velen's new dance? He calls it the Macarena.
Get it? Macarena? I don't really like the Divine Steed for the Pallies. Well, for the Draenei. My problem with it is, where the hell does this big ass elephant come from? Of course, I guess the same could be said for like any mount in the game. Like whenever you're summoning it, where does it come from? But the Elec is a little bit more jarring even to see pop up whenever when you hit that. You're just like a tiny little Lightforged chick, and then all of a sudden like this big ass elephant comes out of nowhere, and it does that like elephant grunt kind of sound too. So I don't know. At some point, whenever I think I have to wait until I hit at least level 100, whenever I hit my class order haul up, I think I'll be able to purchase. It may even just be a requirement of order resources. I'm not sure, but at some point I'll be able to make it the High Lord's. What is this one? The Vigilant Charger. So whenever I actually summon my Elec mount, my Divine Steed, actually, it should be this mount. Whenever I get that from my order haul. My Paladin on the Horde side's already got it. He has the Vengeful Charger I showed you before I logged over to her. He has like red gems everywhere. I was trying to get her a Mog that still had like kind of the same theme as the Charger. But I don't have access to any of the good gear yet. I do like her hoof prints. The hoof prints are leaving like this pinkish purple trail. I guess that's magenta, a magenta colored hoof print trail. But yeah, pretty legit. I like that whenever I unlocked the class mount on the Horde side, it also did it for my Alliance tunes. So that would mean any class that I roll, like Priest, Warrior, Shaman, etc., I have all the class mounts, so they'll also be available on this faction. Even while I'm leveling as a lowbie. You don't get these until 110, so it's kind of cool that I got it at as early as level 20 like I did. Everybody's riding the Void Elf chicken lately. Alright, I'm looking for the Quartermaster. Kind of low population in Stormwind right now. I guess it is kind of early for my server though. We're kind of based in Texas. Alright, so we got that. We need Exalted to get this cape. and it's just an appearance. That's pretty cool, I guess. Having the Stormwind kind of lion cape. I may at some point get that just for the Mog. I don't know. That'd probably be a PvP thing. I don't know if I'd go out of my way for it unless it was for PvP. I wouldn't Mog like Stormwind like that. It's almost like wearing a brand across your chest. Nike. Stormwind. I mean, everybody knows your alliance. I guess if we have like a faction pride day or something, we'll do that. I don't know. Purchase bags. We can get one bag. And we'll pop this in there. So that'll give us some more slots. Okie doke. I think we're all set. Gnomer. Yeah, we'll keep the Gnomergan tabard. These books, I don't know if these are any useful. I'm definitely not using them right now, so I'll just deposit those. She's mining and blacksmithing, but I think I'm going to wait until I hit Legion to level those, because I have to run out of my way a lot in order to level them right now. So with the Stormwind Satchel, we got a pretty good amount of bag space. I was actually heading out to Western Plaguelands before I got on that little mining kick. So I think we're going to head back out to Western Plaguelands again. That way we can... I'm looking for a specific quest chain. I don't know if you've ever heard of Johnny Awesome, but I want to go find the Johnny Awesome quest chain. So I thought that was the funniest thing whenever I first did that quest. It really captured the average heirloom gear wearing player back in the day. It came out around, like, all that heirloom gear and his quest chain came out around the same time as those Old Spice commercials. Not the ones with Terry Crews, but the ones with I missed it. Damn. Yeah, not the Terry Crews Old Spice commercials, but the original Old Spice guy. So at some point I'm going to have to get over there and see that quest chain. Kind of excited. And I'm concerned at the same time, though, because he's a blood elf. So I don't know if the Alliance would actually have access to that. If, what the hell? In the corner, in the other corner, Dorf is total loyal companion, never master ever ready. What the hell? What is happening? Is there like something else in here? Oh, the tram's gonna come on this side. It alternates. It'll go this way and that way. Well, I guess I was mistaken. Oh, that's why I ran over here, actually. It did come on that side first. My bad. What the hell? What is going on in the Deep Run tram? Now entering the arena. You know her. You love her. Give it up for rank 8 brawler. So that's like the Brawlers Guild. We're in the same zone as the Brawlers Guild when we're in the Deep Run tram, I guess. It's interesting. Dr. Crazy Cheese, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream again. I'm leveling Daydream, our Alliance Lightforged Paladin Draenaii. Lightforged Draenaii Paladin. We're heading out to Western Plaguelands. I was saying that I think we're going to try to do the Johnny Awesome quest chain. If we can find it. I don't know. How do I get... I got Brawlers Guild Gold. What the hell? I'm not sure how this works, but I'm getting Brawlers Guild Gold. Just by being in the Deep Run tram. Off I go then. We've unlocked our allied races. I've been putting some work into her. She's level 42 now. Our Retribution Paladin. With a Horde symbol in the background. You're going to have to ignore that. Dr. Crazy Cheese says, maybe in the quest log. Burn it to the ground. No, I don't think I have the Brawler skill. I do have, I started the selfie camera quest. They have the green quality selfie camera, but I haven't actually went out of my way to start it yet. We're in dungeon queue, so in about 9 minutes we'll see a dungeon pop, and you can see what the Lightforged Draenaii DPS looks like. The Lightforged Draenaii DPS. I gotta make sure I make that distinction because these aren't the exact same characters and models. Cough, cough, they are. Cough, cough. We actually got the flight path to Western Plaguelands yesterday, so I can just fly straight there. Here's a little snippet of what we were doing yesterday. This is a Lightforged Draenei on top here. He was running Templar's Verdict, Zeal, Blade of Justice, and Judgment. But this was just the last fight. Let's see. Overall, this was the whole dungeon run. This Lightforged Draenei Rep Pally came in 36% of the group's damage throughout the whole run. And then up next was me as the tank. I was running with the Blessed Hammer, Consecration, and Avenger Shield. And I was doing pretty good DPS as well. You can see Light's Judgment. This Light's Judgment here is actually our racial ability, the one that we come with just right as soon as you create the tune. It ends up being a 2.5 minute cooldown that calls down a strike of holy energy. For me at my level right now, it does about 4k holy damage to enemies within 5 yards. So you'll cast this on one guy and it's like an artillery strike. It'll nail the person in the middle and everybody within melee range around him. And if you use it right, if you use it throughout the run, like, you know, on cooldown and in the right situations, it can be a huge DPS increase. And that's, you can see that with here as well. He didn't use his as often, but I usually try to use mine a lot. Dr. Crazy Cheese says 2k DPS, laugh out loud, nice. Yeah, man. I think as a DPS, I think this actually hits a little bit harder than it did whenever I was a tank. We also had a Warlock, it was a Destro lock that run, and looks like a Subtlety Rogue. My cousin was playing the Subtlety Rogue. Unfortunately, rogues don't actually get any AoE until they level up a bit more. Shuriken Storm's pretty much it unless you go like Alliance, I think, or Outlaw. Outlaw has more cleave and AoE capability whenever they get their Blade Flurry and Cannonball Barrage. But you can see the racial here for the Void Elf. Entropic Embrace, and kind of like the icon suggests, you go from like being this pale gray dark elf looking thing to shifting into this void form. It looks almost like a Shadow Priest, but it's more blue than it is purple. And that's just like a passive ability. So like as they're doing their damaging rotation, you'll see them get, I think it's either a 5 or 10% damage increase buff for like 10 or 12 seconds. It looks really cool on my Void Elf Priest. I'll be running Shadow, so I'm like purple innately, like kind of by default. And then as I'm doing my rotation, I'll Void shift into more of like a blue hue. And then Disc as well, like you can go from just like looking normal and regular to shifting into, it almost looks like Shadow form, but it's that Void shift blue form. So yeah, I'm really digging the Shadow Priest, or I'm playing Disc. I'm not really Shadow, like I favor Disc more on the Priest because you're healing and you get DPS, but like as I'm leveling up more, the way the level scaling works is like with the bind on account gear, it helps because your bind on account gear levels with you. But you get these slots like your gloves, your belt, your bracers, your rings, like the ones that you don't have the bind on account gear in. You end up suffering as you level up higher because the mobs are leveling with you. Kind of like the same thing that was happening in the Broken Isles, where if you're leveling up in the Broken Isles and you have like level 100 gear, and you start leveling up without upgrading your gear, you'll find that at level 105, your level 100 gear doesn't hit very hard. And the same is true for the level scaling here in the lobby zones in the classic land. If you don't keep those little slots upgraded, your gear stays low level while you get higher level, and your mobs that you're fighting are getting higher level, and you end up not doing very well damage wise. And that's about where my Void Priest is right now. My Void Priest, what is overlay? What does that mean? My Void Priest is oh, I see, is at a point where they just have the bind on account gear, and all the holes in the rings and the gloves and the belts and stuff are kind of low, so you could definitely tell that they're falling behind. This is Alliance. Here we are. This is what I'm looking for. I wanted to show the Alliance for her. Now every time I open my character screen, it'll be the Alliance symbol in the background. Alright, we just spam click some quests, and it's sending us off this way, and our dungeon's going to pop here in like 3 minutes. So let's get into the Paladin, show you how the Lightforged Draenaii Paladin's going. Look, there's a Void Elf. Here's a drinking game for you. Every time you see a Void Elf, or every time you see one of the Void Elf mounts, you take a shot. I guarantee you within 5 minutes of gameplay, you're too hammered to even function. You'd just be blitzed out of your mind. Dr. Crazy Cheese says, still mad about the Void Elf Nightborn BS. Oh no, what is that? Your survival instincts trigger haste and size increase? What? That's something the bear was doing to me. Yeah, but what do you mean? What do you mean about the Void Elf Nightborn BS? Did something happen? Or are you just talking about, like, a lot of people were mad about the rep grind. You had to, like, be exalted. And I guess the idea is, like, I just paid for the expansion, I should be able to play the race that comes with it. And I guess the argument to that is this idea that, well, you knew the expansion was coming, so you should have grinded all the reputations and did the quests beforehand. But a lot of people just decided to take a break from WoW during the content drought instead of working proactively on their reputations. Which, in my opinion, like, you shouldn't be penalized for that. Like, if you pre-purchase Battle for Azeroth, you should have access to the allied races. Period, in my opinion. And yeah, it's kind of nice that the people that did the rep grind and everything, like, maybe they only kept playing just for that reason. And maybe they want that sense of prestige. Like, they put in the work, so now they have something to show for it. But in my opinion, at this point, like, give everybody the races already. I mean, there's a video about it. The Taliesin and Evital. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they were talking about that too. And I think I kind of know why Taliesin had said that. He said kind of the same thing I was just saying. Like, if they pre-purchase, let them have their races instead of having to worry about the rep grind and stuff. And later on in the video, you realize his wife, Evital, didn't do the rep grind, so she actually wants access to the races just because she purchased as well. You wanted the Void on the Horde. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I feel you. Exactly. You know, it didn't make sense to me that since, you know, the Blood Elves live on the Horde side naturally, as do the Draenei live on the Alliance side naturally. The Draenei got the Lightforged Draenaii with allied races. So the Blood Elves should have got the Void Elves for allied races. Like, that just makes sense. And it makes more sense for the Nightborn to be like the Night Elves. But I guess like somehow they finagled the lore and the story to where the Nightborn ended up being on the Horde side instead of the Alliance. But to me it makes more sense for the ancestors or other cousins of the Night Elves to be, you know, on the Alliance. Like Nightborn should be ally. But yeah, it is weird, but and you know they probably like twisted some lore just to allow the Alliance to have their pretty blood elf skins with the void elves. Because I mean, I think in my head that's why people roll Alliance. They want the more aesthetically pleasing races. And in my head also, like, that's why people roll the Horde, because they want the less aesthetically pleasing races. Like, they want to be the monsters and the boogeymans and the outcasts. Like, that's why you go Horde. But, yeah, I kind of agree with you, Dr. Crazy Cheese. It didn't make sense to me how they did the distribution with the allied races. High Mountain Tauren, like, they're also just the same logic. If you follow the same logic with the Tauren and the High Mountain Tauren, the Draenei and the Lightforged Draenei, like, those races belong to those factions, but not the Void Elves. I don't know why. That doesn't make sense to me. It seems like Nightborn would be closer cousins to the Night Elves, so the Nightborn should be Alliance. But I think really, like, it could be some kind of a game design kind of play that they did. Maybe game design wise, they didn't want one faction being heavy and lopsided more than the other. And I really think that's the reason why even those races are limited to certain classes. Because the Lightforged Draenaii, for example, cannot be shaman like the draneai can be shaman. Like a draneai character that you create can be a shaman, but the Lightforged Draenaii can't. They have like so much more of a limited selection in the classes they can play. And I think it's just for that reason, so like you don't end up with so many of the same classes playing with so many of the same races. Like, I guess they want to validate what they've put into the game by forcing people to split up their distribution a little bit more. But I don't know, man. Pretty much just try to play with what happens and what we got. Dr. Crazy Cheese says, I totally agree. I haven't had to rep grind since MOP. The rewards versus the time just aren't worth it to me. Yeah, man. Same here. I agree with that. He says, I went to the Horde because my cousin made me start playing since they cut my balls off whenever I went to Alliance. Nice. Yeah, man, it's always your family and friends that browbeat you into doing that type of shit. I know what you mean. You could just eventually, like me, just like have one on either side, though. Off I go then. My Divine Steed macro. Off I go then. Off I go then. I found that macro on Wowhead. That's pretty legit. I guess you could, like, realistically put any Soundwave file in there. But I think it's funny to have the little peon. Oh, I haven't showed y'all yet. Here's a good spot as any. I'm going to do my Lightforged Beam of Doom. Boom! Now look at my damage jump up. Now if I'm on my rotation, whenever I pop that, I'll easily do 50% of the group's damage on an AoE pull. Oh, I've never reset my damage meter, actually. Yeah, I'm easily doing 50% of the group's damage right now. Let me reset my details here. Here, reset data. Now you can get a good idea. Here in about a minute and a half, or almost 2 minutes actually, I'll be able to show you what it looks like damage-wise. I got my Divine Storm here. Where is our tank, actually? I'm gonna bubble. I'm not gonna tank that shit. Y'all can have it. I'm a rep pally, buddy. I don't do so good when I take damage. Here, let's help out the heals a bit. Don't die, buddy. Don't die. Make sure the healer stays alive so we stay alive. Now I have all this threat because I was just healing. Get off of me. Now I'm going to heal myself. There we go. I really love what they did with the level scaling when you look at the dungeons. Because, like, this is how the dungeons should feel. This is how any dungeon should feel. It should feel like... He says, help me! What's happening? Why is he saying help me like that? He's looking at the map. Oh no, he's lost. He don't know what he's doing. He wasn't even here for the initial pull. I don't know what he's doing. He says, "Where is the bic?" He's looking for a book. I don't know. Been too long for me since I've done this, and it's even changed. Oh my goodness. Who pulled all this? Alright, here's the Lightforged Draenai's Light's Judgment. Boom! So we popped that. Oh, and we're the tank now. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please don't kill me. We can do it. Just target the lowest health. There we go. That caster back there. Here, let's give the healer a break from them spells. Got a little stun on him. Yeah, this is how dungeons should feel, guys. Anarios is going to eat it. Let's help out the heals there. Oh, geez. Our tank and heals are very suspect right now. Dr. Crazy Cheese says, Rose, are you here? And Dr. Crazy Cheese says, you don't need a tank. Pink Rose, hey, how's it going? Pink Rose says, hi, Elude, how's you doing today? I'm doing well, Pink Rose. Glad to have you this morning. We're doing some Lightforged Draenaii rep pally right now. I'm a traitor to my faction. I'm committing treason. We're working on the alliance right now. I've already maxed one of every toon on the Horde side, so I'm going to do one of every toon on the alliance side if I can help it. That way I'm completely overextended. Because as it is right now, I can't even manage the toons I got. But I really kind of like... I wanted to experience the leveling since the scaling got implemented. And I am not disappointed. It is, if you haven't already, it's time to level some toons. Because this shit is working. You can go out and quest in practically any zone you want. Just be like, okay, I've never quested in Stone Talon Mountains. So let's go see what that looks like. You can go to Stone Talon Mountains, like, it doesn't matter what level you are. As long as you're below 60, I think. And you can get that whole zone knocked out. And the mobs will scale with you as if you're questing on the Broken Isles. So it's like really nice. And then when you're dungeon queuing, I really like DPS because you get a nice little stagger between like 19-20 minute queues, and you'll be able to quest that whole time in between. So you'll get a 20-minute queue to do quests, and then you'll hop in a dungeon and then do a dungeon, and the difficulty's there. Like it's not hard, but it's not easy. So it's about right for the difficulty curve. You'll get people like this tank here that don't know what they're doing in the dungeon, and you really get to kind of like help out your party. Like, it's less like everybody's done this 20 million times like they've done in heroics and mythics, and they're just sprinting through so they can get to their next heroic or mythic. It's nothing like that. It's much more like it used to be, where you're kind of having to learn and feel it out and pull tactically and get impatient with your tank or healer that doesn't know what they're doing. So yeah, here goes Light's Judgment. Big hit. Boom. It's like calling in the artillery. I don't mind. Y'all go ahead and take your time pulling each pull. I'll have that up every pull. I keep saying, like, I feel a nerf coming. There's not enough people that know about Light's Judgment. And I think there's not enough people rolling Lightforged Draenaii. Like, everybody's a Void Elf. They're gonna catch on, they're gonna see how much damage these guys are doing, and they're gonna roll one, or we're gonna get a nerf. I'm gonna predict and call it now. Because us rep pallies specifically are hitting like freight trains. And I imagine if you rolled a priest, if you did a Lightforged Draenaii priest, that Light's Judgment there, if you have atonement rolling on your party, and all atonement is it's like a buff you put on your party members, and for the amount of damage that you do to enemies, that's then converted over to healing. So a Lightforged Draenaii Disc Priest could probably do very well. And I'm actually kind of curious about it. I ended up going Void Elf for my Disc Priest because all the Shadow RP, like, it just makes sense. But I would be curious to see the performance of a Lightforged Draenaii Disc Priest. I imagine they'd probably do just as good as the Rep Pally here. Dr. Crazy Cheese says, you should say something to your group. That'll piss them off. Nah, man. I'm not really about that. I try to, like, let people play the game how they want to play. Even if they want to, like, take their time and be lost and all that. I'm really, like, I'm more of, like, I'm a team player. I don't like solo content, like, the Mage Towers. I mean, those are fun. They're challenging, but you spend way too much time just, like, doing something by yourself. I'm more of a, I think it's the military side of me. It's like, I'm more of a team player type. Like, I feel so much better whenever we're either under geared or even under experienced as a group on average, and we pull through and have those epic moments where shit hits the fan and we just barely survive. Like, that to me is so much more interesting than being like an elitist, like powering through the content and not really putting a whole lot of thought or anything into it. And I don't really like heckling or browbeating people either. Like, I think that people should stop doing that. So I try to be a good advocate for team play. Oh, look, like right now, I don't mind stopping and healing because the healer's having issues keeping the tank up. That took a little bit of hit in DPS, but I mean, you can still swing it sometimes. You can still be like the top guy. And that's, I think, if you're truly a great player, like, yeah, you'll do a lot of damage and stuff, but you'll also help your group survive. You'll do some of the more subtle mechanics, like interrupting or stunning that opportune time. Like right now, Arcane Bolt. He didn't get that off. Just rebuke that. And look, I got a heal, so why don't I heal the tank? Like, that to me is the mark of a better player than, oh bro, look at my DPS. Like, I care less about DPS. That's really just something there for you guys to see. But, yeah, man, I just have fun. Group content, for me, that's where I like to be. See, look, and we got a priest, or a mage right here that was counterspelling. That's a little bit much, though, announcing that you're interrupting. If somebody cares that you're interrupting, look, you can go over here. You could say, my spells. You could, like, there's ways to check it. I don't actually know on details how to do it. But there's ways to check. Like, you can actually find out how to, here, let me add a bookmark. This is it. Okay. I actually do want to do this. Miscellaneous. Interrupts. Check it out. Now we have interrupts, and I could check overall The rogue's been interrupting, the mage has been interrupting, and I must have missed that interrupt back then that I thought I interrupted. That arcane bolt did cast fast. So we got our DPS are interrupting. I know I'm trying, but they're actually doing it. So that's awesome. Like, you could see things about your party that's useful with this thing. Resources, I don't really care as much about that. Healing done, we already have a bookmark for that. Frags, fire custom, let's see. Miscellaneous. Dispels, that's a good one to look at. Deaths, cooldowns. I don't know about cooldowns. I'm gonna see what that's about. Reses, CC breakers. Ooh. We can call people out for breaking CC. But yeah, this is more the reason why I have details is for checking shit like that, even though I've never actually checked that stuff. But if I wanted to, I know it's there. Oh, Dr. Crazy Cheese says, no, you misunderstand. I didn't mean about the game. It was just something random. Oh, say something random to the... Oh, I could put like an emote to Light's Judgment and be like, I call down the light of the Naru to smite you. Like, type emote. And maybe do like a cheer like emote. Like, charge. On to victory. I could do the charge emote with every time I do Light's Judgment. Or maybe a Wrath. I could do Wrath of Doom whenever I cast Light's Judgment. Boom! Artillery strike. I love it. If you've ever did the Vindicar stuff on Argus, oh my god, that hit hard. Then you know you get Light's Judgment from the Vindicar on any of your tunes, right? So that's literally what their racial is. I think that's awesome. Dr. Crazy Cheese said laugh my ass off. I think I will. I'll do an emote for that. I want to know actually what's the name of the guy who controls the Vindicar? Like the chief engineer? Is it Romul? Romul? Is that a reference to Star Trek, the Romulans? Chief engineer, the guy that teleports you everywhere. I'm gonna have to look that up. Ooh, Ring of Demonic Potency. Don't mind if I do. That's a 25% upgrade. Nice. That's crit haste. That's exactly what we need too. The rogue seems to know where to go, so let me follow him. Oh, the mage is going that way. Quick Google search right quick. Vindicar Romul. Sure, I don't know if I spelled that right. Grand Artificer Romul. I think this is the guy. Yes. Here we go. I'm gonna make a cool emote. Off I go then. Alright, we'll open up our spell book here. General tab. Macros. Daydream specific. We're gonna call this Light's Judge. Okay. We're gonna do show tool tip. And we're gonna do /cast Light's Judgment racial. And /e. Let's see, what do we say? Daydream calls Grand Artificer Romul. How could I say it? Daydream gives strike coordinates. Yes. For Grand Artificial Romul to deploy tactical. Here, let's say gives coordinates to Grand Artificer Romul. Okay, so Daydream gives coordinates to Grand Artificial Romul in order or to deploy a tactical strike at her location. That's a bit much, but it'll still be funny. And then we'll do slash wrath. No, slash roar. Save. Oh no! It all just disappeared. Oh man. Damn. Uh-oh. I'm still trying to run in the background here. I just lost all of it. I'm gonna have to do that later. Son of a bitch. Sebastian Beverly, what's up, man? He says, Aludorino. Aludorino! What's up, man? Mr. Beaverino. Here, some dispels for you, bud. Here, some heals for you, bud. Let's call in a tactical strike. There's probably a better way to word that, too, so it's probably for the best. I'm gonna have to rethink my wording a bit. I've glyphed my judgment, so every time you see my judgment crit, you'll see a pillar of fire rain down from the heavens on the mob. I'm really getting into the RP of this. Slash macro. I want this to work. Show tooltip. Let's just walk it out. We'll walk it out. Light's judgment. Save. Okay. Slash cast. Light's judgment. Save. Slash emote. Gives coordinates to Grand Artificial Romul for a tactical strike at her location. Oh, let's do on a tactical strike on. How do you do a target? Like if you're gonna do a macro for who you're targeting, I think it's parentheses at target. Son of a bitch, I gotta watch out. Don't want to ags those trees. Here, macro command to announce target. Announcing the target's chat name in chat. Here we are. Off I go then. Don't pull them all, bruh. Just skip. OMG. He's gonna die. He died. Here, I'm not in combat. I can res. I think I got you. Nope. OMG. He said, thank fuck for res. He's like, we're for stealth, don't res. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm making it a tricks of the trade. Unit name, target. Thanks, very helpful. I don't know about that. God, the dungeons were so long back in the day. Yeah, and this is actually after the fact, man. This is after they've already shortened it. Okay. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you, friend. I'm still on the side trying to get the name of somebody. Fear has been applied to percentage sign T. I think it's percentage sign T. Okay, so M. Strike on percentage T. Save. There it is. I'll put the actual spell over here in case that's broken. And then we could also do slash roar. Let's do that. Let's see if it works. So now we're gonna roar. Here it goes. Daydream gives coordinates to Grand Artificer Romuel for a tactical strike on the Warp Root Crusher, and she did. Yeah, it worked. That's awesome. Hell yeah. That's so cool. I'm smiling ear to ear because that worked. That's fucking awesome. I don't know if that's what you meant, Dr. Crazy Cheese, but you gave me that idea. So thank you. Come on. Off I go then. I wonder if they can hear that whenever I hit that. I think I'm the only one that hears it go, off I go then. Be interesting to find out. Oh, I got buffs I'm not using. I had sharpening stones, but I ended up... See, that pillar of fire is my judgment there. Come on. Let's get over to the tank. Get a little bit of AoE action there. Pop our defensive coolie while the healer tops us off. Man, that tank gets hit hard. We got our perfume. It's the Love is in the Air holiday. So we got an attack power perfume buff from that. We actually have 41. We ran it once and we were able to buy 41. That's actually 41 hours of buff you see there. Because each one is an hour long. But yeah, I'm really digging it, man. The Lightforged Draenaii female. I think Draenei female just in general are sexy. But her, I'm really digging the RP too. She has the little floating Naru thing in front of her. You can actually see that through the helm sometimes. Depending on what type of helm you're wearing. It'll actually like float out in front of her helmet. So it's pretty neat. I guess I could control click the one that I have to show you. Yeah, so even wearing that helmet, it actually like goes right there in place in front. It's pretty legit. I prefer not showing the helm though. Alright, here we go. Daydream gives coordinates to Grand Artificer Romuel for a tactical strike on the Alzin Wild Shaper. Yeah! And she's like, you roar with bestial vigor at the Alzin Wild Shaper. So fierce. So she's like summoning the light. Oh, don't die, buddy. Don't die. Man, that wolf just started eating him for lunch. Oh my Jeebus. I'll save you. Oh shit. It done got real. Here, let's taunt that thing off. Yeah, man. We got this. I'm gonna bubble if I start getting low. Don't even play. Maybe I can heal through it. Heal thyself. Heal thyself. Yes. See, I love it. Survive. Yeah. Exactly. Sebastian says, Lou, how many gold do you have? Right here in the bottom corner, you can see my gold. I just cleared 1600 with Daydream. I went in, actually ended up selling a lot on the auction house. Ooh, thanks for the group. What is Tutorin saying, please? I think we're done, right? That was it? That was it, wasn't it? Just making sure. Yeah, yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it. Okay. Peace. Survive. We did well. That was pretty good. Man, tanking really matters. Oh, straight off into combat when we leave. So requesting in Western Plaguelands. It's actually not Western Plaguelands that we see Johnny Awesome at. I think it's Eastern Plaguelands. But I'm sure after this I can go over there and say hi to him. Let's go ahead and re-queue for our dungeon since it's such a long queue. We'll sit here for about 20 minutes in queue, but we can get a lot of quests done in that amount of time. And it's so nice. It used to be if you dungeon queued while you were questing in a zone, just 1 or 2 dungeons with the quests inside of the dungeons would ding you past the level of the zone. But since the implementation of the level scaling, you can now just stay in the zone that you're questing in and dungeon queue. So that's really nice. Here, Lana Kira here is the rep pally that we had on our details whenever I first logged in. This was the one that was helping us in that dungeon we ran yesterday. I don't know if they're going to be running anything today, but I wouldn't mind grouping with some guildies. Hey Lana, Kira. Normally it highlights their name. I wonder why. Maybe I misspelled it. Lana Kira? Yeah, that's the right way. Alright, we finished that quest. Let's reset our parser here. I currently have my meter set up for, it should be showing the current fight instead of overall. And then every time I join a group, it'll ask me to reset so I don't end up with old information on it. Alright, we got a ring with intellect, stamina, and crit strike, or a helm. I usually get the helms for the Mog. See, yeah, that's not a bad transmog. So I'll get that one. And what's cool is, like, if it's bind on pickup, you can just sell it right after you get it. We replaced that. And I've just been vendoring stuff. I'll probably, like, auction off my iron ore and heavy stone when I get to a city, but for now I'll just vendor that. And then we must not forget our satchel. I've been getting a lot of these shoulders. They're pretty decent looking, but with the BOAs I don't really need them. So we'll register the color variant, because I think even if you do have that model of shoulders, there are different colors of it.
Safe travels.
Back on the grind today. Can't wait to get to BC. Never thought. Whoops. Never thought I'd say that. Can't wait to take advantage of, I don't know if y'all know, but the Lightforged Draenaii have a passive racial that gives experience gains from killing demons increased by 20%. It's called Demon Bane. So whenever I hit Burning Crusade, it's like I'm throwing on another bind on account gear. Which, I mean, I don't think it actually come to think of it, I remember the developer saying you can't get more than a 50% XP boost from bind on account gear and other effects. So at most, I'm probably going to get just the remaining 5% XP bonus. So it won't be super overpowered. Though I think the XP bonus is hard capped at 50%. So with BOAs, I'll def be at 50% nonetheless, I suppose. Yeah, so what I was just telling Lana is like, with the bind on account gear, I think if you add it up, it ends up being a 45% experience gain increase between the helm, the shoulders, the legs, and the chest. Because it's like, here, 10, 20, 30%, shoulders are 40%, and then your cloak is another 5%. So it's 45% with the bind on account gear that yields XP boost. And then whenever you get to Warlords of Draenor, I mean, Burning Crusade, and you actually start fighting demons, you'll get up to a 20% increase from Demon Bane, but it's actually capped at 50% total XP increase. So you can't get more than 50% increased experience gain. So that'll just fill in the remaining 5% that I have left to get to that 50. It sounds confusing, but I don't know if you understand what I mean. But people that don't have the bind on account gear, they benefit even more so from Demon Bane. So that's, I guess, a cool thing. Congrats. That was Koskus. Who is Koskus? He's not even online. Oh, he went offline before I even said grats. He got the achieves and power logged. That love is in the air thing, actually, come to think of it, I should queue for it. I think I can queue for both of them. No, I can't. Well, I'll at least queue for that. It'll be faster. Yeah, it's only a 2-minute queue, so instead of a 20-minute queue, we'll do a 2-minute queue for that event. And if you have multiple tunes, like you have I got all those 12 to 14 level 110s, you can actually run that event multiple times, much like Corrin Dire Brew with the Brewfest event, and the Headless Horseman for the Halloween event, and get those many more times worth of chances at the mount. The Love is in the Air event yields I think it's a Love Rocket mount, I want to say. Let's see. Love. The big Love Rocket. This thing. I thought it was a 2-seater, but I guess it's just a single-seater. But yeah, it drops from the heart-shaped box. So you get one heart-shaped box a day. And if you started yesterday, then you can run all the characters you have through there for an extra box. And I think I would get somewhere between probably like 15 boxes a day if I ran all my tunes. And since it's bind on account, whoever gets it would get it for everybody. Dr. Crazy Cheese says, I got like 200k sitting on a Worgen that's being wasted because I sent it to my Horde tunes. What I realized yesterday was a lot of that bind on account gear is very expensive. I had to go to Undercity on the Horde side, but in the Alliance, I think you go to the Hall of Explorers in Ironforge, and all that, the Heirloom Curator sells it. That stuff costs like 10,000 gold for some shit. And come to think of it, I bought those maps yesterday. They're toys. It's like our holiday events going off. Earth. I'm gonna have to see if those maps for the flight paths transferred over to the Alliance, because on my Horde tune it was saying learn all the flight paths for Kalimdor on the Horde side, and learn all the flight paths for Eastern Kingdoms on the Horde side. So I'm wondering if those are gonna read Alliance now that I'm on my ally tune. I was typing in Earth. Here it is. Walking Kalimdor or... Oh no! So yeah. It's Horde only. Damn. So that would mean I would need to get 10,000 gold on the Alliance side before I'd have access to that. Yay, thank you guys. And I guess that loot's probably going to get mailed to me because I didn't loot the boss. So I just left. Okay, so yeah, that takes care of the one for the day. We'll find group. Go Go Gadget Love Rocket. No such luck. So these 10 love tokens can be turned in the city, and you can get like these perfume buffs and stuff. They have like pets and toys and stuff, but I don't really care as much about those. Oh, let me see. Yeah, I can't use that item. Damn. So yeah, don't waste your gold on that shit, I guess. There's another quest that popped up here, and I'm still hitting all the mining nodes. I'm leveling my mining up. And actually, as I grab this quest over here, I'm going to do a quick bio break, and I'll come back and knock out some more of these quests. Still working our way to Eastern Kingdoms for the Johnny Awesome quest chain. I hope Alliance get the same access to that. But yeah, quick AFK, be right back. Should be like less than a minute. Even less than that if I don't wash my hands. I'll let y'all mull over that while I take a quick break. Alrighty folks, I'm back. And I still haven't even found the guy that the Heroes Call board told me to go see. Oh, that's actually coming up here. Those of you that are familiar with the vanilla and earlier expansions know that Anderhall's a good place for you to get a nice hit rating trinket. There's like a little quest chain that starts in that camp I just left. It used to be like the best in slot pre-raid trinket that you could get because of all the hit rating it gave you. Pink Rose and I, we've came out here before and actually gotten that trinket for our melee damage dealers back on the Project Ascension server. It's interesting to see how much this area has changed since then. I still have a lot of that stuff fresh on my mind whenever we were on Ascension. That was a Wrath of the Lich King client, so it was before the Cataclysm. So the world was still set up in the old way. Since then, some of the terrains even changed. Like this place is a lot less dead than it used to be. It's all like green and lush. It's more like a forest now. There's still construction and stuff going on. The city's not all in ruins like it used to be. Some parts of it are, but hey, this is the guy I got sent here to talk to. Quit swinging them swords at me, man. Jeez, control yourself. Slices her neck open while trying to talk to her. I'm Thalessian. I'm a Death Knight. Want to know why? Slice his neck. Interrupt that shit. Got him. Let's call in a tactical strike on the desecrated spearman here. There it is. Boom, son. It didn't one-shot him. It hit him hard, though. I spammed it a little bit, so it said it twice. You could tell a button masher whenever they're using emotes on their moves like that. There's a patchwork guy there. You want some of this? Oh, he was resetting. I gotta remember to open with my judgment, because if I judge a target above 50% health, it's a automatic crit strike. And you'll see whenever I'm doing that properly, because you'll see a pillar of fire come down. Boom! I got multiple with that because it cleaved. Come on, y'all want some of this? Bring it. Ragaga! I think these will infinitely spawn, so I should probably chill. I don't need them for anything. I don't know if they're yielding XP either. I doubt they are. Usually those type of mobs don't. Get out of here. Making me dizzy. We gotta get away from this. Oh shit. Okay. Y'all want some? Well, bring it on. This is where I make my money as a paladin. Just killing undead. Anderhall Death Guard? Maybe leave that guy alone. He's all bugged. Oh, there is something up here we need. Scourge Bone Animus? Maybe we do have to go in here. Where's the Bone Animus? Is it upstairs maybe? Dr. Crazy Cheese says, gotta go, see you later. When I can log in again, we gotta get together and level or do a mythic or something. Hell yeah, man. Take it easy, have a good day, and appreciate you stopping by, Dr. Crazy Cheese. I don't know where that Bone Animus is. Did I get it? I think I already got it. It disappeared. It said work complete, didn't it? I didn't even know what I did. I just went to the top of the tower. Off I go then. Daydream gives coordinates to Grand Artificer Romule for a tactical strike on the desecrated Magus. That's a mouthful. Alright, so this is the second to the last one. This guy will be the last one. And we need a open gut behemoth, and then we'll be done here. Where is the behemoth? Come on, one more fat guy. Where you at? I saw one over here. He's already tagged though. There's one off over there. Let's get that one. There's my bitch. Come to me. Come to mama. Got him. And that guy's evade bugging. Let's GTFO. There's the lich bitch. Araj the summoner. I bet you I could wipe her out now if I wanted. I imagine a quest chain is probably going to send me towards her though. I got turned around somehow. It's this way. We got 9 out of 24 minutes left. Well, 9 minutes have passed out of the 24-minute queue. If we really get the itch, we can just go tank or heals and hop straight into a dungeon. I don't mind clearing a zone though. So as you see just now, we'll get some transmogs that way. The cool thing about these quest mogs is you'll actually get a matching set. What did he pop? Attack speed increase? Oh wow. Little mini bloodlust he gave himself. Alright, we got the Skullmancer here. Quit swinging them swords at me, man. Shit's dangerous. See, like this right here, this belt is a compliment to the gloves that I just got. And the gloves are nice because they match kind of what I'm doing with my Mog. So here's the belt too. So yeah, that would look nice. We'll do that. And then we got to kill Rattlegore. There's a little guy here. Lang Loose Grip. He looks wore out. He's old ass little guy. There's a food and drink vendor. We got ourselves a BOE sword. Looks like a katana. We'll equip that for the Mog. Wait. 318 gold? Decent amount of gold, but not that worth it. If I get a Mog that's like 10,000, 5,000, I'll probably go out of my way for it. A couple hundred though, that's not a big deal. It's much better to level fast, and then by the time we get to Legion, we'll start making it rain really quickly with gold. Alright, let's see if we can sneak around here. And it looks like it's inside the building. What are we doing here? There's Rattlegore. Tactical strike indoors. Boom! Through the roof. How did even... I guess he teleported the beam here. He didn't actually shoot it down. I gotta be careful with the spamming. I wonder if there's a way to add maybe a macro command that keeps it from spamming. I don't know, stop casting or something would do that, or I think I just need to be more careful and hit it just the one time. We gotta deal with this guy. Not getting that shadow bolt off, bud, sorry. Oh, is our... Oh no! Bubble! Bubble! Shit! Oh, Thaliasin's got us. Or Thessarian, I'm sorry. And Coltira Deathweaver's helping us out too. Got the Death Knight followers helping us out. You done, son? Enough of this! The Cult of the Damned does not need older. He's going to the... I think he's going to Skullomance. He's like, Coltira! I've heard rumors you were here. You heard correctly, Thessarian. I wanted to give you a chance to kill me again. He's like, ha 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 ha. Looks like it may have to come to that. Yes, it may, but not today. The Scourge out of the way, I'll plan to pull my troops back and regroup. I see, we'll do the same. Look at the Death Knights. Wow. They're all about that teamwork. Says, we're brothers no longer because he's Horde and he's Alliance. Eventually they'll be able to fight this battle. I don't want to walk off the battlefield victorious. Yes, I know. I don't think I'll go easy on you. He laughs. Very well, I look forward. So, it's like, it's a friendly sibling rivalry there. Thessarian whispers me, you are not to speak to anyone about the agreement that was just made today, Daydream. You guys are going to have to forget what you just saw. Sorry, guys. Consider the orders from your consider this an order from your direct superior. Alright, I don't know what you heard, but Death Knights don't tell paladins what to do, buddy. Don't make me smite you. Ah, I'm caught on the sticks. Oh no. Off I go then. Super dizzy. Ah, get out of here. We'll stun that one. Slow that one. Ah, there's the patchwork guy. Just trying to turn my quest in. Excuse me. You too, buddy. Dun 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 dun. Heart of the Crusader and Zul'Farrak. What is Heart of the Crusader? Increases your mounted speed by 20%. Does not stack with movement speed increase effects. So now our 100% speed increase High Lord's Charger. There's that belt. There's some gold. Now we gotta go kill the Lich bitch. Alright. Now we're running at a 220% speed increase. Noticeable difference. And our dungeon's ready. Nice. That wasn't 20 minutes, but I ain't complaining. It was a little bit faster. Get off me. Oh, we're gonna be tearing through some stuff now. I think it said we had to kill the Lich, right? We're killing this one? Maybe not. I thought one of them said. I'll save my Light's Judgment since we're about to hop in a dungeon. I don't know if the healer's going to accept the Q. Get off of me. Don't die. Survive. Survive. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so the healer declined the Q. Usually that's what happens if it goes a little faster. Somebody drops. Usually it's the tank. Sometimes it's the healer, I guess. This is a hostile town. And it is a horde town. I just ran all up in a horde base. Oh no. The walk of shame. Another thing about these allied races, the Lightforged Draenaii, when they die, they do Light's Reckoning. Erupt with light upon death, dealing 3k holy damage to all enemies within 8 yards, and heals allies for 3k damage within 8 yards. So it does 3,000 heals and damage. And I'm sure that scales with your level, but for my level, that's pretty decent. Considering Light's Judgment, when I cast that, that's a 4k damage dealing move. It almost hits as hard as the Light's Judgment. I just wish the animation for it was more noticeable. You don't even really see it go off. Like when she dies and it erupts, you see a splash of yellow light, but it doesn't register before you actually die that's actually happening. Okay, let me see. Go, 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 run, 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 run. Oh no, they see me, Bubble. Get away from me. No! Heal thyself. Stunn's not working. Run! Damn it! I was trying to run. Look at how far they followed me. That's whack. I thought I was going to make it. I was just like probably inches from them resetting. That walk of shame yet again. And I don't know if you saw there, it didn't do the lights erupt when I died. There might be an internal cooldown to that. Or if it did, you know, like I was saying, you can't really tell because the animation isn't very apparent. We're gonna get flying at level 60. We're almost there. Got another 16 levels to go. We'll be able to hit some flying up. What a pain. We gotta run back. I probably counted, or I could probably count on one hand the amount of times I've died so far. If you go to statistics, you could see summary, combat, last hit, total healing, deaths. Here we are. Total deaths. Oh, 2 hands. I gotta use 2 hands to count. That kill right there was my 6th death. So I've died 6 times. Some of them, like, you can't help, especially like in dungeon groups, because dim folks will wipe your party sometimes. So the Minderstead, was this the Horde? The Horde flight path? I think I was running up there just a second ago. Oh, I'm in his guts. Get off of me, buddy. Things are ugly. Run, run, run. Alright, this time we're going to be a little bit more careful about that ally town. We're flagged for some reason. I guess because we tried to enter a horde town. Oh my god. I didn't know it was horde. Normally you see the banners. It'd be like a giant horde banner you could see. That way you know you're encroaching. Here's a dungeon group. Oh, this is a Worgen town? Okay. Oh, look. Take a shot. Not only is it a Void Elf, but it's the Void Elf mount. We have a drinking game going on right now, so if you're of age and it's after noon somewhere in the world where you're watching, then every time you see a Void Elf and every time you see a Void Elf mount, you got to take a shot. Surprisingly, as I get higher level, there's less Void Elves. I noticed, like up in the level 40 plus range, we're seeing a lot more of the other races being represented. But earlier, like, we were seeing nothing but Void Elf Chocobos. We're going to call down Light's Judgment. Light's Judgment, easily 50% of your group's damage whenever you're using that. Well, Light's Judgment itself was 30% of the damage I was doing just now, which is still pretty hard. Merlina says, let the tank pull, please. Somebody other than the tank was pulling. Oh no. Oh, I got threat somehow. Can he loot the same ore? Yes. No? Did he? I don't know if he got credit for that. I've been wanting to check something too. I noticed when I judge, yes, causes them to take increased holy 10% increase holy or damage taken from holy damage spenders. Damn, couldn't read that correct for some reason. So yeah, judgment's acting more like it does at max level now. I don't know when that activated, but that's how it works now. And that's cool because it spreads. That's probably why such the noticeable damage increase. We've almost got our max level rotation already. It's just like a few key things that are missing. We're trying to keep an eye on our Orgrimmar or Ironforge rep when it hits revered. Experience. Oh shit. We're gonna have to move that in a second. Here. Just gotta in and out, in and out. Pop in, do some damage, jump out. I think we're okay now. Yeah, now we're good. We can stay in. With that many of them doing it, that shit was hitting hard. What was I trying to do? I forgot what I was doing. Someone tank, please? Oh, man. Is he not tank ready? I got you. Doesn't look like our bear was confident in his tanking ability. He probably just wanted the quick queue and decided to join up. It wouldn't be completely unheard of. Did we aggro the top ones too? I don't know. He put a question mark. He was saying, so, tank polis, pliss. And then I was like, I got you. And then he put a question mark whenever I was tanking that whole time. And I was like, are you okay to take? I thought you were asking for someone else to take. So yeah, I don't know what's happening right now. Oh. I'm trying to find out what language he speaks. He says he doesn't speak English, so I'm trying to find out if he speaks Spanish, Portuguese, KK. We're going to go to the Google Translate. Translate English to Portuguese. Okay. The green bad guys are poison, and you can not be near them for long time. And we'll post it. So I said, os malvados verdes são venenosos e você não poder estar perto deles por muito tempo. You can take now. Now I'm telling him, you can take now. Você pode tancar agora. I thought I swapped specs, but I was probably in combat. Yeah, Google Translate for the win there. I'm swapping. Activate. Thought I was ret, but now we're ret again. Let's do it. So I got this add-on called Outfitter. It'll switch my gear out for me when I change specs. I set it up with the script, so when I swap to ret, it puts on my ret gear. Whenever I swap to prot, it puts on my prot gear. And it's really just managing my bind on account gear. I have a specific bind on account gear for ret and specific for prot. As soon as we get our dispel back, we'll get that poison off of ourselves. Actually, I think it was a disease. Boom! He said, muy bueno. Google Translate for the win. Says I think I spelled it wrong. Moy looks. He said Moy looks like it's spelled wrong. Let's dispel him. Portuguese is a little bit different. Merlina said, muy bueno. It's like, I think that's how you spell it. Muy looks weird to me. And I was like, yeah, muy Spanish, but I don't know if it's exactly Portuguese. There's some similarities between Portuguese and Spanish, but I think that's because they're derived from the same language. Like, they have the same base language. Much of our language, like English in the western part of the world, in the United States specifically, is based more on Sanskrit. I think Sanskrit was like the original, like, primordial language that most of the languages branched off from. So I think at its core, it's like, I think it's Sanskrit, if I'm not mistaken. Cyberlink says small different, right? Yeah. I love Portuguese though. Like, it's like Spanish but with a French accent. It sounds so sexy. We got our neck we can use for a little bit of a little assist heal. And as we've been leveling up, that health that we get back from it's been scaling as well. It currently heals for 1400 health every 2 minutes. So that's nice. I don't know about him shifting into cat form. Like, he might want to stay bear. As soon as he shifts to cat, he starts taking a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Come on, Cyberlink. Don't do half a job tanking with the full smile. Doing half the job, but you got a full smile. Yeah, we're gonna pop our defensive coolies there. Dispel some disease. Probably need to get these off the healer, maybe, I'm thinking. Get rid of that poison. So the green is poison, yellow is disease. Then it's like blue is magic and purple is... Oh, I spammed a little bit there. I was telling him, sorry for the spam, it's a new macro. I'm still getting used to hitting the button just once. This is the boss. Oh, snap. He's still over 50%, so we're going to get that crit every time we judge. And you'll notice I'm critting when I judge because you'll see the fires from the heaven rain down. Like, here goes another one. Boom. That flame thing. That big one wasn't me, though. That was, I think that was the healer. Oh, shit. We're lagging out. Uh-oh. There it goes. Alright, we caught up. Yeah, our healer's throwing, what is it? It's not moonfire, sunfire. So... usually if your healer, or I guess even your tank could be, balance affinity, they'll throw the tank will throw a moonfire, but the healer has access to sunfire. And it's all a play on the lunar and solar eclipse that the balanced druids get. I have yet to try balance this expansion. I saw it a little bit at the beginning of the expansion when it first dropped, but I never actually went and took it serious. I actually don't even think I have the artifact weapon unlocked yet. I still got to do the quests on my druid. If I do mess around with it at all, I think I'll probably go with the Grats. Hold on. Grats. Someone in the guild hit level 40. He gets that mount speed increase. Here, this is what we'll call in. You roar with bestial vigor at Sister Celebra, so fierce. Daydream gives the coordinates to Grand Artificer Romuel for a tactical strike on Sister Celebras. That macro. I'm so proud of it. Because I'm like incorporating a little bit of the lore there too. Grand Artificer Romuel's the guy that controls Vindicar. Or the Vindicar's beam. "70 more levels to go." That sounds demoralizing. The guy that just hit 40 is like, 70 more levels to go. It's like, geez. When you put it that way, it sounds like forever. I found a pretty decent guild, I think. These guys they're conversational at least. We found out yesterday, Sunday, that a lot of them are like my age. They're like 30, 35. I think I turned 33 this month. I know when my birthday is, I just don't know how many I've had. I stopped keeping track. We were talking about that yesterday. It's like, after your 20s, you don't really care how much older you're getting. You just know you're getting older. He said, "Bad English, sorry." He said, "I am usually." It's okay. I wonder, like, I guess Brazil doesn't have their own client. Maybe that's why we have Portuguese. I've seen Korean before, and I've also seen Chinese as well. Or I guess it'd be Mandarin. But I don't know why that is. Why we get grouped with them sometimes. Maybe they're playing on the NA client. I wonder though, because like I got like Pink Rose in chat is EU. Like that'd be really awesome if I could run with Pink Rose. Or just like even Tribal, or we got Life from Project Ascension. Still kind of keep in touch with them, but since I stopped playing, we don't really run together anymore because they're all on the EU clients. But like if we're seeing Mandarin and Portuguese and stuff like that, like I'm wondering if maybe there's a way to get grouped up with somebody from the EU, but I don't think it works that way. I guess those guys probably play on NA for the latency. Maybe they get better latency on the NA client, better than the Oceanic. But I think the NA client also has the Oceanic. I don't know how all that works. Man, this is a long fight. These guys must not be bind on account players. Pink Rose says, "Cool shades." Pink Rose. I miss running with you, Pink Rose. It's like, hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to play on the NA server yet again. Dun -dun -dun -dun. Oh man, Cyberlink, you're gonna eat it, man. Your healer ain't even ready. Oh, I'm gonna eat it. Let's use our neck. Little side heals. Help the healer out a bit. Oh my god, he gets hit so hard. Okay, he's good now. Healer's got him. Little gnome putting in work back there. Yeah, he's got us. Nice. Is he disc? Is he a disc healer? Yep, he's a disc healer. I'm surprised because I don't see him rolling out atonement. No, he's holy. Okay, that's why. So he's just smiting to help the damage along. But not actually healing. I don't think holy can do DPS to heal. Daydream gives the coordinates to Grand Artificer Romuel for a tactical strike on the barbed lasher. It's cool because she goes, yeah, when she does it. Yeah, man. Do we have the whole party? Where is everybody? Oh, did we finish the dungeon? Oh. I didn't realize we finished the dungeon. I guess how it's segregated and everything. Uh-oh, healer stopped. Looks like the healer's gonna drop out. Didn't realize we finished. We finished that one. Pink Rose says Lola gnome, yeah. The healer was a gnome. Pretty decent heals too. Looked like it was rough healing that druid. Alright, we're gonna re-queue and start questing again. I do remember these quests before. Yeah, because you're training this guy. So when Cataclysm came out, I think it was Cataclysm, they introduced trolls being able to roll druids. So this quest here, I ain't saying you a gourd digger. That song I guess was coming out around then. Introduced trolls training to be druid. Like this guy, this quest chain is going to be me teaching this guy how to be a druid. It's pretty hilarious. Let's see if we can get him going here. I'm surprised he's not mounting. Do you have a mount? No. You're gonna see how fail this guy is. It's hilarious. I'm gonna read what he says. So Zenkiki, that's his name. Zenkiki. He says, ready to go, man. He's ready. He's ready to go, man. So watch. As we're fighting these things, we're gonna be teaching him how to druid. So we're in combat. He's casting Wrath, just like any level 1 druid would be doing. Shapeshift! Time for cat's form! He's like, pounce! Ha 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 ha! Get back over here, man! Meow! Here comes Zenkiki! He's an idiot. This is awesome, watch. This is gonna be so good. He's casting Wrath, just like any level 1 noob druid would. Oh yeah, you're doing good, man. Here comes Zenkiki. He's like, here comes Zenkiki. This guy is fun. I love this quest. I forgot about this one. So yeah, we're teaching the trolls how to become druids. And this guy specifically is trying to learn. He looked like that tank we just had in that dungeon when he went to cat form in the middle of the shit. It's like, no, not as a tank. You take way too much damage when you do that. Alright, whatever's here isn't here right now, so we'll go up north a bit more. So we're just killing wildlife with Zenkiki. We need to get venomous lurker samples, hulking plaguebringer samples. Alright. He's casting wrath. There we go. Got that sample. Come on, Zenkiki. Shapeshift, get ready for the fire! He's doing new fire. He's hitting himself. He's like, oh, stop that, it burns. Ouch, ouch, ow, ow. He's like, cut it out. He's hitting himself with noob fire. He just spammed the shit out of himself too. He got hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like 12 times he hit himself with noob fire. I'm even killing stuff a little slower to see him do shit. Come on, Zenkiki, you got this. Do it. Here, look, here's a bear. I'm just gonna tank him. Come on, Zenkiki. Do it, do it. Yeah, man, you got it, Zenkiki. Keep going. So he doesn't do it all the time. I guess it's just random. Look, here's one. We'll pull multiple so we can see him actually do some stuff. I think he's actually just assisting me. Okay, let's find some more. Looked like there was something this way. It's a wolf! Shapeshift! Uh-oh, wait a minute here. This isn't right. He turned into a seal. A little help here. He's so whack. I love this. I love it. I got some shit on me. I need to get this off. Don't like the disease. Alright, we got all the plague bears we need, but he still needs to kill wildlife. Come on, Zenkiki. I don't need the gnolls. Not yet, anyways. Nothing that way. Look, here's an actual troll druid. Cheer! That was something I was. It's kind of like the allied races in a sense. Whenever they were able to do that, I was so jelly about the troll druids because I made my druid before that was even implemented. Like back in Wrath of the Lich King, I made mine, and he's a Tauren because I had to be Horde, but like who could be a druid on the Horde side? I think it was just the Tauren at the time. And then at some point later on, the trolls were allowed to. And their flight form being the bat, I thought was really cool. Their cat form with all like the voodoo like appearance that they get looked really neat. Like they actually looked like a real like cat creature. Like the druids, they look more like lions with horns. Like I don't dig it as much. And then their bear form was also something I was jelly of. They had like the dreadlocks in the bear and cat form. It just looks so much cooler. What is going on here? The Charred Outpost? Sure we'll get something that leads us there at some point. There's something in the cornfield here. This is an interesting change from the old world version. Actually seeing this stuff. Look, corn stalker. He's tossing corn. Shapeshift, here it comes, man. He starts spamming moonfire on himself. Look at him. He's machine gunning himself. That's so cool. And even their owl form, the owl kitten thing that they do. I like that. They just have the coolest shapeshifts. But I guess the Worgen beats them. Like, in my opinion, the Worgen druids are even cooler. Because, like, it kind of fits their RP as well, because they are shapeshifters. When I first did this quest, this guy was useless. The Zinkiki, all he would do, like, he would do that, like what he was just doing, where he's like spamming himself with noob fire. But then also, he kept going seal. I remember him going to the aquatic form, like constantly, almost every pull he was in cat or his seal form. Still pretty funny though. Dutan. His name's Sentinels Asa de Prada. So there's a lot of Portuguese on right now, I think. Oh shit! Everything looked at me. I guess I could expect that. Don't worry, we ain't gonna die from that. We got our bubble. Oh, the mage. What is the mage up to here? Hello. We got an arcane mage in the party. Entropic Embracing. So they're a void elf arcane mage. Let's see how many shots we got to take in this group. So if you're keeping count, or if you're taking shots, if you're playing the drinking game. Let's get this quest. We got 1, 2, 3... 3 void elves in the party now. So that's 3 shots. Bottoms up, folks. I'll probably watch this back later whenever I'm drinking. See how quick it takes me to get hammered. I'll report the results in a very hungover next day stream. I thought I had already out-leveled all the void elves for a minute there. So this mage is on point. I'm going to have... I don't know what I'm going to... I think they may even be beyond me right now. I don't think I can keep up with the arcane mage. Maybe every 2.5 minutes I can, but I'll have to actually try. It's up. We got to go around to go up, right? Oh, through here, right. Off I go then. Get him. Get him. Come on, we're going to keep up with this arcane mage. I ain't playing no more. They look cool when they void shift, though. Little blueberries. Violet, you look like you're turning violet. Willy Wonka. Come on, get them grouped up. Nice and tight. Yeah, buddy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? We got this. Oh, I'm shrunk. What does shrink do? Strength reduced? Ow. That sucks. Come on. I don't think we're going to keep up with their AoE. Oh, come on. We can still get them. Go, go, go. Oh no. We can't keep up with the mage. He's too OP. I'm charmed. Dispel me. Or just wait 4 seconds for it to run out. Yep. Our healer is not on the dispels. Pinkro said, haha, your gnome size. Yeah, that shrink sucked. It was reducing my shrink by like 40. Oh, disorient. These things don't like me. And look, now the rogue's charmed. Healer's still refusing to dispel. No worries, I guess. Dominate mine, there it goes. I can't even interrupt that, so... They're wasting my defensive cooldown. Yeah, coming for you. Oh, now I get the dispel after the Mind Flayed and wore off? They dispelled the mage's Frost Nova from me. Yeah, I wish I could interrupt that. I'm really sorry. We'll stun the rogue at least. That was a fun fight. Off I go then. What do we have to look forward to here? We're going to get Bop, our Blessing of Protection at 48. Heart of the Crusader was the recent one we got. Lay on Hands is at 55. Our blessings don't come until 58 and 65. And Avenging Wrath is at 80. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. How's our Stormwind rep doing? I forgot that I was going to move that so I could track it and my XP. Ironforge. Okay. Ironforge is honored. When we hit revered with Ironforge, we'll be able to actually get our satchel. Okie doke. Ooh, the tank's eating it. Don't die. DC. What would it be? Data bars? Rep. Mouse over, width, height. Okay, so I guess we'll just do anchors. And damn, I'm in combat. Is this a boss? Oh, I think this is a boss. We supposed to kill the bear first? My bad. Stun. Yeah, let's put it in. Very nice. Work complete. Force imbued gauntlets. That's going to be a decent upgrade. Almost a 60% upgrade there. Alright, let's get back to toggling our anchors. We want our reputation bar. Nudge it to the right. There we go. Now we got our rep being displayed next to our experience. Looks like they're jumping down. Let's get right here. Oof. Okie doke. Ooh, you know, one thing I haven't been paying attention to, I might want to check my talents. I don't know if I've gotten another talent yet. I think at 45 I get one. I don't know if it's a damage talent though. I think it might just be like a CC. I think that tier is CC anyways. All right. Now this way. Okay. I don't know my way around this place. We need to deactivate 2 shield generators apparently. I'm like actively trying to keep the mage on their toes. I'm shrunk again. I'm so tiny. Tiny elephant. Rah! That was kind of funny. Interrupt that fork lightning there. Can't interrupt that one, but I can stun. Should be able to interrupt the next, but we don't need to. Alright, alright. Doing okay. 30 seconds we'll get our next artillery strike we can call down. Ooh, someone dinged. Congrats. We got some tornadoes we're gonna go get. What's the range on this? 40 yards. So you could be 40 yards away and call down Light's Judgment. These are non-elites, so I'm less concerned with judging those guys. But the next one we can definitely call one down. The arcane aberration dudes. I'm gonna wait for him to group them up, and then I'm gonna call it down. Call down the lightning. Call down the thunder. There it is. Booyah! 70% of the group's damage in one fell blow. Pull a little bit. Judge a little bit. Yeah, you timed that well enough. It's so OP. Oh, did I sneak another one in? I think I did. Snuck another in. I think we're on the boss now. Oh, are we gonna aggro? Oh, nice. So the Void Elf there just used their Void Teleport. That was pretty cool looking. Set up the next hard-hitting Templar's Verdict. Set up the next one. Can we sneak another in? I don't know if we're gonna get it. Nah, we missed it, didn't we? Yeah, we missed it. No worries. We'll set up the next one. Just chill for a second. Chill for a second. Here comes the next one. Boom. Here's the second one. Come on, we can get the mage. We don't have our big cooldown, but I think we can manage it if we just work our rotation correct. Oh, he's almost dead. Judge, quick. Oh, not quite, but it's close. Are these guys bad? That's level 45. There's our talent there. Thank you, folks. I forgot to open our last bag. 12 stamina, some 51 crit strike gloves. There's a quest back this way before I leave the group. They just hit 40. Wow. I hit 45. Fists of Justice. That's my shit right there. So each holy power spent reduces the remaining cooldown on Hammer of Justice by 2.5 seconds. And it costs 3 holy power per spender. So we'll be reducing our cooldown by, what is that? 7.5 seconds each time we use a spender. Now, when he moved just now, I think he may have gotten missed. I'm gonna have to check that. No, Light's Judgment hit him. I was gonna say, I think he avoided my Light's Judgment. But nah, it follows him even if he moves. That's good to know. I was very concerned for a second there. Off I go then. That was the quest reward. What do we get? Ring, 5% upgrade. Okay. Don't mind if I do there. We'll put that on. Update our prot. Isn't there a quest turn in? Well, I'm sure we'll see this again, and if we do, we'll just turn it in then. And I think with that, folks, we're approaching the 11 o'clock marker here. I think we're going to go ahead and conclude today's episode of Elude Stalwart playing World of Warcraft Legion. This is the Allied Races patch, we'll call it. And this has been Daydream, our Lightforged Draenaii, leveling as a Retribution Paladin. And that's episode 30 wrapped. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and if you want to catch me, normally I'm streaming Mondays through Fridays, about 8 o'clock a.m. till 11 a.m. And yeah, see you later, Pink Rose. Thanks for watching. Y'all take it easy. Till next time. Peace.
Farewell.